To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. Okay, so we're back at the tiny house again today. Of course, that's our new home, and you have to understand that things are still kind of under construction. We're not permanently set. We've been working on it almost daily, trying to get it where I don't know if we'll ever get it completed. And so I wanted to show you around a little bit. I mean, a lot of people have asked me to show you around now that got everything done, but it's not done. I've showed them around several times and it just doesn't seem to satisfy everybody's curiosity. I don't know what the expectation is, but I mean, it's just a small room. It's a tiny house. And I've shown you the bed, but somebody wanted to see the sheets. Well, this isn't linens and bedspreads channel. This is a tiny house off grid. So, I mean, that's the bedspread. We bought it at Dollar General. And Carolyn really likes the color. She was very, very excited about it. Initially, she had this side up. It's two different patterns. And then when she was making it the second day, she liked the second pattern better. Here's my little desk area, and it looks cluttered, but I was really looking at it this morning before I thought I'd show you this video. It's everything we use on a daily basis. I'm going to be working on this, but underneath this is our sink. I'm sure yesterday you saw the sink. So I'm going to be installing this today, which I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. This is the hatch to the attic right there. That way we can finally get that ugly thing hidden. And then I'm going to finish up the trim along the ceiling. Carolyn yesterday made this shelf. I showed you that. Of course, it's starting to already collect things, but that's okay. We've talked about it. We're still using these things because we're still building things. So we got the saw and the drill. She was able to get her clothes spinner. This thing spins out the clothes. I showed you that in yesterday's video. So all her laundry gear is under here. That's our laundry basket and the bucket. She's got her dishwashing and mop things in that shelf. She is going to, I think today or tomorrow, she's going to build a shelf similar to that one for this wall. It's going to take up the entire wall from corner to window here. Now, we are going to do some things here to continue the build, to continue things. And so I'm going to take you out on the porch, but again, remember, we're still under construction, so it's cluttered. The big fear is that somebody's going to criticize the house. You know, we're happy to show you how to build the house, but now it's our home. When we start showing the inside of the home, then all of a sudden, oh, that's disgusting, you're doing it wrong, and this, you know, we don't go into your house and tell you that you've done your setup wrong, or it's dirty, or you need to make the bed or anything. And so that's what's so hard about showing you inside the house. We did that with the camper. We used to do live feeds inside the camper, and we just gave up on that. We don't do them anymore. I mean, I can't do them. I was suspended from doing live feeds, and they've never given it back. But we stopped doing live feeds in the camper because so many people criticize the camper. You know, that's your home. But one of the things we want to do here is there is a gap in between the porch here and the other side. So if I step down, you might be able to get a better perspective. So there's a hill here. So it's kind of like a valley up to the porch. Well, the mailbox is just right over there. So in order to get the mailbox, you gotta walk all around. The truck is over there, everything's over there, yet you have to walk all the way around because that's where the concrete sidewalk is. So I'm thinking about, well, I'm going to build a bridge from here over. And I think that would be kind of cute to have a little bridge. Of course, now that Carolyn's kitchen is going to be here also. We still have to buy the stove. We're going to buy just a regular apartment size stove, nothing fancy. We went ahead and bought another deep well sink, so we have two now. And what's her thinking is on that is she'll leave this one out here, leave that one in there. And if she wants to wash blankets or sheets or, you know, some large item, she can fill both of them up, one with wash water and the other with rinse water. The other thing we're going to start doing here pretty soon that we've talked about is we're going to build a chicken coop. Chick Days at the Tractor Supply Company is just around the corner. I think it's in March. So I'm going to start looking up how to build a chicken coop. I mean, I've built chicken coops, but what I'd like to have one is one that is movable. The last set of chickens we had, the hawks kept getting them. Well, I want to put something where we can move the whole chicken coop, like put it on wheels, and so they can just peck around, and then when that area is kind of finished up, we can just move them a little bit further. So I'm going to go back inside and I'm going to start working on that hatch and putting up the trim. Okay, so earlier I was telling you that I'm gonna hang this hatch up here in the ceiling. Now the hatch has to be able to open, so I'm gonna use these fancy little hinges. I use these outside on the door that I use to get underneath the house. They're little gate hinges or barn door hinges. I'll run the spikes down, I think, and then it'll just swing right down to the wall. Okay, so I've got it partially put up. I still got to put, like, I don't know, 4 more bolts in, but this will demonstrate how it's supposed to look here. And so you can see that it'll close up. I got a gap here. I might have to hang a piece of metal or something, a little piece of trim or something right there to kind of hold that gap. And then I have a lock, a latch that I'll put on so we can latch it in the upright position. We've talked about putting maybe a piece of metal here or more pallet wood here. I guess pallet wood, I don't know, it blends in either way. It doesn't really matter, does it? But if we put pallet board, it would have to go this way, so it would run the same parallel to the wall. If we use metal, we'd have to go that way, I guess. Okay, so there we have our hatch. I have a little locking mechanism, a little latch mechanism. All it does is slide over and hold the hatch up. I've used wood for the trim. Carolyn and I discussed it, and we thought that if we put metal up there, it might have been pretty sharp and could cut you as you're going up. So we put wood there. It may not match totally, but I think it might give it a little bit of a contrast, and it's understandable what we were trying to do. I don't know, maybe I'll run trim on both sides. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of the trim up, and then we can debate what we want to do with the sides there. Okay, so I think my day's project is done. I got the trim up. I don't know how well you can see that in the camera, but it's just another piece of pallet wood on top of the pallet wood. Got the hatch installed. We're still debating whether we want to trim it out the rest of the way. I think what I'm going to decide is if it continues to drive me nuts over the next few days, I'll just go ahead and continue trimming it out. But Carolyn said she doesn't care either way. So I don't know. We'll figure that out. It's not that big of a deal either way. Then I trimmed it out the rest of the way over here. So that all the trim is now complete around the entire house. You know, I was really thinking about this today as I was hanging all this up. I'm not even sure a code enforcement inspector would allow you to do this. I'm pretty confident they wouldn't. You know, it's not burn resistant material like drywall is. So I'm sure they would say, no, you can't have it. So it's really nice being in an area where you can do things without code enforcement. Not only is it cheap, I think it's absolutely beautiful. I know a lot of people said, oh, no, you need to put drywall behind this, like the commenters, behind the pallet wood, because if it catches on fire, you're going to want that stop. But if it's on fire, what difference does it make if it's burning, you know, the drywall or the walls or not? It's on fire. You need to put it out right here. You know, I've had a house fire before. I never called the fire department. It was up in the attic. A mouse had chewed through the wiring and caught the whole wall on fire. And, you know, the drywall and everything was on fire. All the electric was on fire. And of course, I didn't have any water because it broke the plumbing also, the PVC. So I grabbed the dog bowl, the huge dog bowl, water bowl, and I just threw it on the wall. which got it down enough where I could take a blanket and towels and I just started beating the fire down. If I'd have called the fire department, they'd have been out here, you know, to what, half hour later, 15 minutes, the whole place would have been up. My ex-wife, my wife at the time, my ex-wife now, kept asking me, you want to call the fire department? Want me to call the fire department? No, they'll just come in and tear the place up. And by the time it was all said and done, I only had $800 in damages. I was able to fix everything and repair it for $800. We go through a lot of safety in our lives, hoping that somebody will rescue us. And when you need that rescuing, they will require you to do things. But if you can do it on your own, you don't need them to take care of you and you can take care of yourself, things become so much easier. I mean, I just hung trim. If we're gonna trade safety for freedom, you're neither safe nor free. I've heard that before. I know who said it, but I'm not allowed to say it on YouTube. I wanna be safe and free. I'll just rely on myself to do it. I hope I can inspire you to live your dream with your own independence. Thanks for watching.